Here we go. All right. Hi, I'm Mike Cerrone with Mastermind Agent, and welcome to the Referral Agent Mastermind, where we talk about referral agents and how to get more repeating referrals from your friends, family, and past clients. So what we're going to do as we're waiting for folks to join us, I'm going to go ahead and just talk about a quick topic, and then we're going to open it up for any questions you have, concerns, issues, things you'd like us to mastermind and chat about. But the first thing I'd like to bring up is that I noticed somebody was doing something I thought was pretty smart, and I wanted to put it out there. There's a lot of different ways to do it, but that is when to reach out to your sphere, your past clients, and present a market update. Let them know what's going on with the market, right? As agents, we're a little nervous about what's been going on with the shifting market. The media is all over it, and your people, your buyers, your sellers, your friends, your family, your past clients, they're concerned about it too. So you might want to put out a market report. People do this, they like to do it periodically, say either monthly or bi-weekly. Some people even do it weekly. You can figure out what you want to do as far as frequency. There's a lot of different ways to put it out. I just read one that I was pretty impressed with. A guy puts out a digital, I don't know if you would call it a newsletter, as much as it was more of a report or an email that it was kind of more personalized. But this guy did a lot of research. I was pretty surprised. He talked about, and you don't have to do this, by the way, but he went, if you are a C or analytical personality, this was a great presentation. He went through all of the details about what's happening in the overall economy and the Federal Reserve. He talked about different reference points of people that he knew in the market. He basically tried to explain why the market is acting the way it is on a national view, with interest rates and inflation and so forth. And then he tried to come back down and talk about how that was affecting his local market. And he gave a lot of local statistics, like how many listings there are on the market now compared to a month ago, compared to a year ago. And he did a great job with analyzing that bigger picture of what was going on, again, not only in the national market, but also in his local market. And of course, all real estate is local, and your people want to hear about what's going on in their environment, their locale. So I thought that it was brilliant. It was very long. This report was probably, I don't know, 10 or 12 pages long. If I were going to town on something, maybe I would have created that, but you don't have to do that. You could, I've seen other people where they do a video report that's like 2 minutes, and they just put up a chart to try to explain what's going on with some common stats. And that way they can show it repetitively. By the way, if you're doing this, you do want to think about a model that you can plug things into quickly, and then you can repeat it by just plugging in the new data. It becomes a template for your report. So again, he did it through writing and then emailing it out. You could do it through writing and mailing it out. You could do it through audio. You could do a podcast. You could start up a podcast for your neighborhood or your area, your subdivision. Depends on how you're working your business, your subdivision, your city, your metropolitan area, if you're working all over the metropolitan area. But again, this guy did this report about what was going on in the national market and then down to his local market to put his people at ease. And then the conclusion to his report was, hey, the market's doing all these crazy shifts. However, if you need advice on how to navigate these waters, I am available for you. I'd be happy to chat with you about your specific situation, because real estate is a personal thing on your personal house. If you're not an investor, it's more of a personal decision on whether you need to stay or move. And then he gave some solutions there. For instance, the idea of moving and then refinancing if rates came down. He was pretty good about opening up to people about not knowing where rates were going to go, just speculating on what's been happening and what the different options were if rates went up or stayed the same or went down. And it was really smart. Again, he did that in a written format, which you could do long format, which is what he did. You could do it very short format, which is what I used to do in the old days. I would just give quick stats on my local market, and that worked really well. Again, stats would be things like days on the market, how long it's taken to sell a home, the average sell to list price ratio. Those are things that really stand out to people quickly. The number of listings in the market. So again, in this guy's report, he compared the number of listings today to a month ago to a year ago, and he was showing you how just since the beginning of the year in January, his market's listings on the market had doubled, and how that had not been true historically. So it was really interesting. Again, he came at it analytically and statistically, and some people like that. I would also mix in emotionally what people can be thinking about and looking at. And if you can ever tell any kind of story about, hey, Johnny Jones did this or Sally Smith did that, that's what people remember, by the way, is the stories. So be sure to incorporate those stories about people that you know that have recently moved, why they moved, how it worked out for them, those kind of things to give people a little bit of courage and inspiration. Just to wrap that up, again, you can do it by written, long format, short format, digital, physical, where you mail it out to them. You can do that through audio, such as a podcast, and you could do it through video, where you put it up on YouTube, and then you can say put a link to it in a email that you send out or other digital medium, text message, or the like. And then you can have a call to action, an offer for them that you'll talk to them specifically about their situation, and a call to action for however you want them to reach back out to you. Do you want them to call you, email you, text you, go fill out a form? What exactly do you want to have there? You need to have that call to action. You need to have the offer of what they're going to get if they do something, and a call to action to get back into you. Something I think you should definitely consider, and that is these market reports. And again, you could do them monthly. You could do them semi-monthly. You can do them quarterly. Whatever you decide to do. It just really stood out to me that it was really well done and well put together. In fact, somebody had presented it to me and said, Mike, what do you think of this? And I looked at it and I thought, wow, this guy is really sharp. This guy knows his stats. He knows his market. And I bet other people think the same thing and want to be part of that, part of his knowledge base, and be able to tap into his knowledge base. So anyway, that was an idea I want to share with you as we got today kicking off and started.